So we don't have to with the brows. You never glue them up, correct?
I personally don't glue. I think for beginners that can be really good, or if someone has like a really severe case of like brows that are not lifting, like a really coarse brow, you can use that. But honestly, for the first step, I would just like as fast as you can, just put the solution on and cover them and heat them because you're not really it's not open enough to change anything. If you add in a adhesive at this point, it's just a barrier in between, like connecting with that hair. So it's not prepared to take a shape anyways right now. So the fastest way is to just get the product on there until the hairs are malleable. That's what I recommend. I would honestly just like fast forward to 2 pumps for that brow per side.
Yeah,
Because,
so I actually squirted like 4 pumps in here.
oh, that's 4 pumps. Okay. You
So
should
then
be,
I'll go for
yeah.
brow, right?
Yeah. There should be more than enough there then. Yeah. So another tip I have for you right now is applying with the lip brush is going to soak up more product. So if you want to like save as much product and get the most out of your bottle, yeah, use your Y comb because it won't soak up and then you'll use it all in the brow instead.
Is that good for product or do you want to do
That's
more?
great. That's great. And then we can just put the plastic wrap over top of there, the heat pad, and lock her in. Did you have the heat pad already heated up?
No.
Okay. So that's another time saving tip for that I have for you. Definitely, like when you get your station all set up, turn your heat mask on, both like when the client first gets there, and then that way when you're putting it on, it's hot from the get go. It's gonna save you like a couple minutes in there. When we hit 5 minutes, I think we can open up that mask and we can see what's happening underneath there and then go through the process of checking those hairs. Usually, when I put the heat mask on, I always tell them to if it's feeling too hot or uncomfortable, stingy or burny, let us know right away. But also, if it feels not hot, then let us know right away too, because that can troubleshoot if the heat mask is intermittent too. So we can uncover half of the brow and just use our Y comb and see how those hairs are reacting. Do they feel really like soft?
Uh, yeah, especially the front.
With doing permanent makeup, this has been like a really epic service for me because lots of clients who are scared getting to get permanent makeup, they will continue doing the brow lamination because it's kind of gives them the flexibility of not committing and also allows you to build like the trust with them.
So this is how it's supposed to look, like silky.
Yeah, when it sits, it kind of does change color a little bit, but yeah, it should look like that for sure.
Just wanted to make sure.
So at this point, if there was any hairs that are like not wanting to lift, if they're really stubborn, I would be thinking about redistributing my product from like the parts of the brow that are lifting really well. So usually the tail is the first one to be good. Those mini mascara brushes are epic for this stage of brow lamination. Anywhere it's like wavy, then yeah, you could put more product in there. And as you can see, it's really like absorbed. I think it needs more product for sure. Step 3 is where you have to really get into the details with this. So right now we're still like flexible, everything's still open. We can make changes here. So it's not as important to be super detailed in this step. So 5 minutes is fine for this step, honestly. If they wanted a really, really bold tint, then I would recommend going in there and really like getting that out first. But because she also wants a softer result, totally okay for us to leave a little bit in there. And it'll just continue conditioning as we're going through this process too. It's just every time you go through with the Y comb is like another opportunity to make like every single little one of those little hairs straightened. Like it sets everything. So we want to just make sure we do that brush to make it super nice and crispy. So I would just check the front anyways, because that's where it's nice to keep it a little softer. So I would suggest that we pull off the front, leave the front
Like
off.
that?
Yeah, and then go through the tips and just gently feather off that solution so that we leave her with a really natural, like not anything blocky. Awesome. Yay, it's so exciting. If the client wants to make them more dramatic and like put some paste in their brows and make them like extra fluffy, then they can still like fluff them up really good. They have like more options then. But and if you have some concealer, it would look extra good if you just highlight the brow underneath just with like a tad, like just a couple little bits of concealer. Do you want me to watch or are you're confident with this part, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me or?
At this point, no, I actually feel pretty good. Yeah, unlike the last one I did, I was feeling very defeated.
Yeah, it was a hard one to start with. When you're dealing with like unreasonable expectations you can never possibly meet for a client because it's just like not the service isn't possibly capable of providing that look for them. It's just like a really hard situation to deal with. You're starting from like a point of defeat in the beginning almost, which is hard to deal with. Just when you have that coarse hair, you don't get that sleek look ever. Like lots of those people who are seeing the sleek look, they actually have a lot of product in their brow too, which gives like the sleek look of like the pasted up. And lots of artists like don't say that they're using a styling paste or something like that. So it's like kind of a little tricky. So I always find I have to like explain that sometimes to clients. We do have a paste coming out that really helps like finish off and give that look. I find most girls don't want it to look like really sleeked back. Most people just want like a nice natural lifted look in their brow. So, okay, great. Well, it was nice to catch up with you. And if you have any other questions that come up, just let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.